From the external camera on the Soyuz TMA-15M as we stand by for undocking.
Проверяем. С-11 горит. Горит. А-13. Хорошо, надув. А-3 горит.
И Д-15 погас.
Принято. Хорошо. Ожидаем погасания мест соединения и режим ССП выполнен.
Именно после погасания механ-соединения запустить секундомер, нужно будет его сбросить и подготовить для запуска режима.
We now have confirmation that the hooks are driving open. This view of the Soyuz just moments away from its departure from the Rosviet module. The descent module in which the crew is strapped into their seats is on the left side of your screen. The bulbous portion that is docked is the orbital module, the uppermost or forward section of the Soyuz spacecraft.
The
mechanical capture not illuminated anymore. The timer is ready.
Standing by for physical separation.
2 minutes.
2 minutes.
No, you went faster. Here we go.
Yes, режим выполнен.
The mode is on.
Undocking confirmed.
Цепка погасла.
Captures off SO1. Checking BVS ready. Indicator mode is no longer. GTO is there.
Undocking confirmed at 5:20 a.m. Central Time as the International Space Station and the Soyuz TMA-15M passed over southern Mongolia.
The docking mechanism, no issues, no foreign objects, all nominal.
Virts, Shkaplerov, and Cristoforetti bidding goodbye to their home for the past 199 days.
It has been 1 minute. Check gain thrusters A1, D5, G7, A11, A13. All eliminated. The base is ready. At page 97. For 8 seconds, the thrusters should be firing. Copy.
Approaching a point over northeastern China, a great view of the Soyuz TMA-15M, having departed the International Space Station just 2 minutes ago. We're standing by for the initiation of the first of 2 separation burns, brief firings of the Soyuz thrusters to initiate a more rapid opening rate that will ultimately place the Soyuz 12 kilometers away from the International Space Station for its deorbit burn at 7:51 a.m. Central Time.
Depot on 57 seconds. Copy.
And the first separation burn is underway.
Depot is not illuminated.
The burn is complete and good.
BVS on.
Есть
We
разворот.
have a roll maneuver.
A good view of the roll maneuver now underway that places the Soyuz in the proper orientation for the second of the two separation burns that will be coming up just 1 minute from now.
Helping continue monitoring maneuvering OSK.
Jen, yes, Jen.
Anton Shkaplerov at the controls of the Soyuz. These burns are automated, built into the onboard computer system for the Soyuz vehicle.
We are waiting for
Есть ГСО.
the book.
Shkaplerov in the center seat of the descent module, flanked on his left by board engineer number 1, Samantha Cristoforetti of the European Space Agency, and NASA astronaut Terry Virts, the off-going Expedition 43 commander, seated to Shkaplerov's right.
30 секунд работы.
30 seconds duration for the thrusters.
There it is. Down. 410. 420.
This view from the Soyuz spacecraft as well, as we provide you several views both from the Soyuz and from cameras on the International Space Station. The second of the two separation burns underway, this one about 30 seconds in duration.
Copy.
There's the bell. Работа была погас.
And the second of the two separation burns complete. The Soyuz now begins a more rapid opening rate to place it some 12 kilometers away from the International Space Station for the deorbit burn that is scheduled about an hour and a half from now.
I'm watching on format 44.
Опять по левым, Саманта.
Make that 2.5 hours from now.
Вдулся один.
Those 1 and 2 not accelerometer КДУ repress not
Перехожу на ТВС.
illuminated switching TVS
Даем И1.
issuing E1
Выдаем.
E1
А я на ТВС.
and I'm on TVS. Okay, go ahead.
Got it.
Illuminated.
Is it there?
Есть.
There is illuminated.
With Virts, Shkaplerov, and Cristoforetti now on their way to their deorbit burn position well away from the International Space Station. They will be reporting on Soyuz systems. They'll have a bit of free time as they prepare for their descent back into the Earth's atmosphere.
Проверяю на ТВС.
Checking
Режим
TVS TV mode.
Ultimately reporting a little over an hour from now on their descent readiness to Russian flight controllers at the Russian Mission Control Center,
Выдаю. Есть.
before loading into the onboard computers all of the parameters for the deorbit burn itself. That deorbit burn, 4 minutes and 40 seconds in duration. That will be the Soyuz main engine firing in a braking maneuver to slow the Soyuz down by 128 meters per second for its entry back into the Earth's atmosphere.
Так, Д8 готово?
Is D8 ready? Yes, let's issue D8.
Д8.
D8 is not illuminated. D11 not. D17, G17, S11 not illuminated. S18
Горит. Ага.
illuminated. That is the headlight. Turning it off.
Фара.
Headlight is off.
Визир, причал В18.
Visor preacher D18 is off and not illuminated. Route is in transport position.
As the Soyuz drifts further and further away from the International Space Station, a combined Russian, NASA, and European Space Agency team of specialists are preparing to leave hotels about an hour from now in the town of Zhezkazgan in south-central Kazakhstan heading for the airport there to board a dozen Russian Mi-8 helicopters, 8 of which will head to the prime landing zone, which is about 92 statute miles to the southeast of Zhezkazgan, where the Soyuz is expected to touch down at 8:43 and 43 seconds a.m. Central Time, which will be 7:43 and 43 seconds p.m. in Kazakhstan at the landing site, just about 1 hour and 34 minutes before sunset. The other 4 of the dozen Russian Mi-8 helicopters will head to the southwest of Zhezkazgan, more in the area towards the Baikonur Cosmodrome, in a ballistic landing zone that would be the target for the Soyuz in the highly unlikely event that a problem would occur with the Soyuz that would cause it to land short of its intended nominal target.
Pressure 171 and 172 is in the second spherical tank, and
the 8 primary helicopters that will arrive at the landing site to greet the Soyuz crew will be accompanied by 4 all-terrain vehicles that will help in the recovery of the crew, as well as an Antonov fixed-wing aircraft, part of the search and recovery forces that will be flying overhead in the landing zone, acting as a relay station, if you will, for voice and telemetry from the Soyuz spacecraft back to the Russian flight control team in Korolyov. That Antonov fixed-wing aircraft will establish voice communications and GPS location data from the Soyuz spacecraft, relaying it back to the flight control team in Korolyov so that they can pinpoint the exact landing site for expediting the arrival of the helicopters and other recovery personnel to help extract the crew from the Soyuz descent module. The coordinates for landing, assuming an on-target landing, would be 47.19 degrees north latitude and 69.33 degrees east longitude if the Soyuz lands on target, as is expected later this morning.
Okay, copy 143000. Copy Moscow.
Да, спасибо.
Наблюдаем.
Once the 3 crew members are extracted from the Soyuz spacecraft, they will be placed in comfortable chairs nearby their vehicle for an opportunity to acclimate themselves to a gravity environment for the first time in 199 days. They'll be carried in those chairs into a nearby inflatable medical tent where they'll doff their Sokol launch and entry suits, get into more comfortable clothing, undergo initial medical tests, and then board 3 of those Russian helicopters to fly 2 hours back to the staging city of Karaganda, Kazakhstan, for a short welcoming ceremony. At that point, the crew will split up, with Anton Shkaplerov boarding a Gagarin Cosmonaut Training Center aircraft for a flight back to Chkalovsky Airfield just outside of Star City, his training base on the outskirts of Moscow, while Virts and Cristoforetti will board a NASA aircraft in Karaganda for the trip back to Houston. Right now at the landing site, the weather is said to be splendid, with just a few clouds at 7,000 feet, some scattered clouds at 20,000 feet. The forecast calling for very light winds, about 5 knots out of the east-northeast, and temperatures in the mid-80s.
Moscow Australia, when will be the end of compass?
Дальше связь постоянная.
The COM should be in S-band and should be permanent. It's just in case. But the push-to-talk button should be depressed. Yes, it should be depressed, Anton. That's right. Copy Moscow. Yes, it should be depressed.